Hello and welcome back to Whimsy. It is Junk Journal Wednesday and we are continuing with our Bicycles and Flowers digital paper. And we are going to make a folded stack. You can attach this to the front of a card, you can make it into a booklet, you can do what you like with it. In this case, I'm just going to do the folded stack. So what do we need? We need a piece of cardstock, 4 by 12, scored at 4 and an 8. We need a piece of cardstock, 3 by 9, scored at 3 and 6. And then we need a piece 2 by 6, scored at 2 and 4. And this card will open this way. So all of your pieces need to sit like this. So what I'm actually going to do, just to help me with that, is I'm just going to take a pencil and I'm just going to make a little X on the back of this one because I know this is going down like this. So this one goes like that. Now this one will be the back of the card. I'm going to put an X on it anyway, but that will be covered up. So it opens this way, so it goes and opens kind of long way all the way out. So you also need a piece of cardstock at 3/4 of an inch and then DSP at 1/2 inch to make the belly band. Then you need a piece of ephemera or something to go on the front of the belly band. And out of your designer series paper, you're going to need 6 pieces of 3 3/4 square, and those are going on your panels here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, even though this is going to be covered up, the reason I've got an X here is so that I make sure I'm putting my designer series paper on the correct way up. And then we're going to need 5 pieces of 2 3/4 square, and those will go here and here because we're adhering this side down. And then we're going to need 5 pieces of 1 3/4 square, which are going to go on here. We're going to need a couple of tags to do some decorating with, and we're going to need a pull tab. We're going to put the pull tab on this section so that it's kind of intuitive that we're pulling this out. So what they tell us to do, again, sorry, these instructions came from Dooreen at Paper Art Creations in Leduc, Alberta, part of the Fun Fold class that I did with her. And she is Crafty Tiger 222 on YouTube, and I will add that to my comments. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start decorating. What we're told is to do all of the decorating beforehand, before you glue anything together. So I know that this needs to pull this way, so when I turn it over, this is the right side up. So I need to take my pieces and I need to determine where I would like them to go. So I would like a little bit of color differentiation. And the nice thing about this is these were all cut kind of, these two anyway were cut at the same time. So I'm just going to take my adhesive and I'm going to adhere these down. I've used Stampin' Up's Crumb Cake and a blending brush to ink all of the edges up. And I'm just going to pop that down. We're going to do the same thing here. Pop this down. And the digital paper is available on my website at wiremanswhimsy.ca. Okay, see, we've got the X here, and that's helped me. I don't stick anything down here, but I need to turn this over. I'm going to be pulling it this way, so I need to add my designer series paper here. Okay, and I've already goofed because I am actually going to need to put that piece of designer series paper on the back. The idea that that X is there reminded me that I needed to think about that square. And on the larger panel here, you do need to put that piece on the back. So I'm going to flip this back over and put that piece on the back. And we're just going to line that up like this. So if you're thinking in terms of cards, this is our card base. I like this for junk journals because it gives you lots of room to put things down. And lots of room for pockets and things like that. You can't put anything really thick inside this because, okay, so we're going to pull it to open it this way. Okay, so that's our base done. So let's pull in this piece here. And again, we do not need to put anything here because this will, in effect, be glued down to here. So we're going to take our designer series paper or digital paper. Can't really call it designer series paper because it's not Stampin' Up. It's my digital paper. So we're just going to put these down like this. And you can use any paper you've got in your stash. There are some wonderful kits that have like large pieces of ephemera in that you can use with this. Whatever you have in your stash really is just fine. Okay, so we're just going to pop this down like this. And then we can flip this over and we can add our pieces here. So I'm just going to adhere this down into the middle of this one. And I've cut these out of the ephemera tag pieces that are in the kit. So, or in the download. Okay, so now we've got this one. It's going to go down like this. There we go. At each step, it's a really good idea to double check that you are actually opening the correct way. So again, this one opens like this. We're going to add in our pieces. But what we need to do on this one before we add anything here is we need to put our pull tab in. So I have just cut a 1 inch by, I don't know, 1.25 inch piece. And I'm just going to pop it down like this and down like this. I didn't do like a proper tag or anything. I just cut an extra piece that I had. It was one of those small pieces that I thought I could use. So we're just going to pop this down like this. Again, we're pulling to the right, so we've got that correct. And we're going to add in our papers. Just like this. Okay, and we're going to flip this over. We're adhering this side down. So I'm going to pop this down the correct way up. Just like that. And we're going to adhere this last piece down like this. Okay. So that will pull like this. Now the instructions say that we need to adhere these down. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put really thin tear and tape around the edges of this one right up close to the edge. And that way I've got room for a pocket on this. I can put a tag in, and I've got a couple of tags that I've already made up, and they are basically from the ephemera, from the download package. So I'm just putting this down like this, and I need to peel my edges here, and I'm just going to roll this over because it is just a little bit long. This side is also just a little bit long, so I'm just going to roll that edge over. There we go. And just peel this piece off. And it's going to go on like this, and we're going to put it right in the center here, like this. Okay, so now we've got it started, so we can flip it out. Okay, we're going to do the same with this piece. So we're going to use our tear and tape. I'm actually going to do it this way because it's easier to hold it down. Okay, I need my edge. Okay, there we are. So I'm just going to add a piece of tear and tape here. And this would be a really tiny tag, and I don't have a tiny tag made. But if you choose to use the pocket or don't use the pocket, it's entirely up to you. Okay, so we're just going to pop this down like this. Okay, and we're going to take that off, take this one off, and take this one off. Okay, and then this one is going to go down right in the middle of here. So what you end up with is, I don't know if you can see the whole length of it here. It just all folds up and then continues to unfold, and then that's the back. So you've got so many different surfaces where you can, if you want to leave one blank to leave a message, you absolutely can. This one here, I'm going to put this little tag into the pocket there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a message pocket here. So I'm going to use again the tear and tape. And, oops, as I flip that around, I want it to go this way. So I need to put the tear and tape across the bottom here. So this is just a little message pocket on the inside. And again, these instructions come from Dooreen at Crafty Tiger 222 on YouTube. And I took the Funfold card making class at Paper Art Creations in Leduc, which is a wonderful store with so many ideas, so much product, and they run great classes. They also have each month for a couple of days over, I think it's a Friday and Saturday, they have a crop weekend. So you can go in and use their tables in the back to get some cropping done. So this one, we can write a message on the back if we want, and it's going to tip in right like that. And, oh, you know what? I've put it on the back. So you can have it on the back if you want. This is one of those spatial relation things that I struggle with, is understanding what's where. So I'm just going to see if I can just wiggle this off of here and put it on the inside. So I'm just using my pointer tool and I'm just running it along where that tape is. There we go. Easy peasy. So I'm actually going to pop this onto here like this. So this is how you fix a mistake. So we've got a message here. You can put ephemera here or you can write another message there. But this is the back, and then we go like this. So there we go. So we've got a tag here. We could potentially, I'm just going to use this for example, put a tag in here as well. But let's go ahead and build this belly band. So I've got my cardstock at 3/4 of an inch. I've got my paper at 1/2 an inch. And I'm just going to pop this down right in the middle here like this. And again, I've used that crumb cake with a blending brush. There we go, like that. Okay, and now I'm going to take this and I'm going to lay it down in the middle, and I'm going to fold this over, and I'm going to trim it off. Just like that, okay? And then I'm going to fold this up and over and trim it off. And then I'm going to put adhesive on the end here, and we're just going to fold this over. I'm not pulling this super tight. I want it to be able to slide. And then I'm going to pop this on the front like this. So I'm just going to put adhesive on that piece there, and we're going to tuck this down like this. Okay. And then I'm going to grab my iridescent rhinestone basic jewels, and we are going to add some to the front of this. So I'm just going to take one and I'm going to pop it down like that. And I'm just going to pick up a smaller one and pop it up here like this. And then a smaller one again and pop it down over here like this. Okay, so there's our belly band. So we can slide this off and then we can open up our card. We can put all kinds of things. We can use this for photos. We can use this for memorabilia. We can use it for whatever we like. I am going to add one of these iridescent gems to here. Now what this is going to do is it means I have to put my belly band on from the bottom. And we're just going to wiggle that on. And like that. Okay. And then just slide it up like that. So that is our folded stack junk journal idea. You can absolutely use it as a card. You can put words on this if you want to. You can manage it however you like. But that is the folded stack using the bicycle and flowers digital paper that's available at wiremanswhimsy.ca. So thank you so much for watching, and let's create together again soon.